You further point out that you even know in which point this statement was made by you. You even know at which point this statement was made by you. Then you state that many statements, as you said, you stated that many statements were made by you.
Futhi ubonisa la uthi khona statement senziwe nguwe futhi uyaqhaza futhi ukuthi ke i-statement eziningi ziyenziwa nguwe.
Ngiyakuzwa lokho kushoyo angiphiki because kune signature yami.
I hear what you are saying. I don't deny it because there is my signature.
You estimated in A133 the time when you arrived in Johannesburg. You said at around, the way it is, you wrote it at around ±5 p.m.
Uma kule statement se A33 ke lawo estimate khona isikhathi leso fike ngaso la eGoli wathi isikhathi sakhona ngo ±5 p.m.
which you wrote ±17 hours.
Nice. Now para conto ±17 hours.
Yeah.
Yes.
In this instance, on the statement before the police officials, you could make an estimation of time, but before the court, you could not. You even signed the statement before the police to acknowledge estimation.
Lalela ke Nkosi yami kuthiwa ke phambi kwamaphoyisa bokwazi ukuthi u-estimate noma ulinganise isikhathi kodwa ke phambi kwenkantolo awukwazi ukuthi ungalinganisa isikhathi ukuthi kahle kahle bokuyisikhathi sini futhi uye waqinekisa lokho ukuthi kwezi uzisayine le statement leso.
Ngiyakuzwa lokho kushoyo.
Yes, I do hear what you are saying, Kubeka.
Situation engikuyona manje ne situation engikuyona ngalesa sikhathi angeke ifane.
Okay. The situation I'm under currently, as compared to the situation which I was under during that time, don't be the same.
However, sir, I want to put it to you. Your disability to estimate the time before this court can be seen as you having been evasive in answering questions. Furthermore, if I stretch it further, having more respect and compliance for the police than the Honorable Court.
Ngifuna ukusho ukuthi Nkosi yami ke ukwala kwakho ukuthi ulinganise isikhathi lenkantolo ke ulinga kwakho kubalekele ukuphendula nemibuzo obuzwa yona and futhi uma ngiqhubeka ngiyaphambili isenzo sakho sibonisa ukuthi unenhlonipho enkulu emaphoyiseni ukudlula enkosini yenkantolo.
I just want to mention that during his evidence in chief, the witness did estimate time that he arrived in Johannesburg around 1700 hours. It's on record.
Yes.
Can I answer the question now? Can you like?
Yabe sengichaze ukuthi lento inesikhathi eside yenzeka and le statement obuka kusona ebisa fresh ngaleso sikhathi. Ne? Ngeke ubuze into yenzeka isikhathi eside kanje esindlule bese uzoyibuza manje expect ukuthi namanje angazi indlela oyibuza ngakhona hayi ngoba ngahlonipha inkantolo.
As I've already alluded before that this incident happened sometime a long time ago, and then how can you expect me now if you ask me a question to come just answer the question straight on as if this thing is still fresh on my mind, and then in doing so I'm not distrustful to this honorable court.
Sir, when you made the statement under with the police, you signed, and here in court, you confirmed your affidavit with the police. Here in court, you are under oath. I would like to put it to you that before you even entered that box, you consulted with the state with regard to this matter. Your statements must have been shown to you, correct?
Lala ke Nkosi yami ngesikhathi unamaphoyisa uye wasayina the statement ukuvulana nazo nala inkantolo uye wathatha isifungo sokukhuluma iqiniso angisho and nginethemba lokuthi ngaphambi kokuba ungene la eboxini uye waba nazo ingqoqo noma waconsulta naye ukuchuchisa wakhonjuzwa ngayi statement zakho kunjalo. uyakuvuma ukuthi uye waqhumana naye uthutshisa akhumbuze ngale statement zakho ngaphambi kokungena ebuksini?
Hayi statement yona ngifundeliwe zona, not ukuthi mhlambe ngifundeliwe zona i-statement angicanga manga ukuthi ngifundele zona. Ngifundeliwe zona i-statement zami ezasayinwa yimina njengoba ne-signature yami.
Okay. Yes, the statements were read back to me. I don't want to lie. They were read back to me, and then even the signature is mine.
So, sir, that means that you did not answer the previous questions which were previously related to you.
Lokusho ukuthi azange ke uphendule imibuzo ngaphambilini and le mibuzo leyo beyiqondana ngqo nawo. Related now.
I want to ask you again. On that day, at what time did you start traveling from Durban to Johannesburg?
Ngifuna ukukubuza futhi ukuthi ngalesuku lelo ke usuke esikhatsini uma usuka le eNzansi eKZN eDurban eThekwini umuza ngapha eGoli eJohannesburg?
Ngiphendulile lokho ukuthi isikhathi esibhalwe la nganginaso isikhathi ekuyisiso ne-exact. Letho babethi estimate. Letho ngabhala plus minus 5.
Okay.
Babethi estimate isikhathi.
I've already answered that I don't have the accurate time of departure. The time that is written here, they will even force me just to estimate the actual time. That's why it is written plus minus 5.
You told the court that you were at the transport hub. You said there were taxis, buses, all kind of transport, correct?
Utshela inkantolo ukuthi ke lapho kuma khona ke ama transport kunemabhasi nama taxi kunjalo. Lento kuthiwa transport hub kunjalo.
Yes.
That's correct.
And you further told the court on the examination chief that money was sent to you to get transport to come to Johannesburg, correct?
Uye watshela inkantolo ngesikhathi ubuzwa imibuzo ngiyashutshisi wathi ke imali uye wathunyelwa yona ukuthi ukwazi ukugibela phela ufike la eGoli.
Yeah, ngiciniso le.
That is correct.
But now you told the court that you asked a lift from a lady. That's correct?
Kodwa manje uqeda utshela inkantolo ukuthi uqela ilift komunye umfazi kunjalo?
Angicelanga ilift. Ngathola ilift mhlamba sizwananga lapho. Ngathola ulift, hayi ngacela ilift.
Okay. I did not ask for a lift. However, I found a lift. Maybe that's where we have a misunderstanding.
Did you pay that lady for you getting a lift?
Lo wesifazane wamkhokhela ukuthi wena uthole lift leyo.
Lo wesifazane ngamthola khona lapha efuna abantu abeza ngala ezofaka ipetrol ngamkhokhela ukuthi sakhokha imali less. Hayi imali esilesokhokha yona kwi-driver akho imali less and kwangeyimina kuphela. Bakhona abantu abathatha babe-3 ababekhona emotweni.
I found that lady there. Actually, she was looking for money for petrol. So that's why I had to pay her. But I did not pay her too much. It was less of the amount. And it was not only myself there. There were other 3 people as well.
When you paid less, how much did you pay her?
Mawuthi ubhadele kancane nje ubhadele imali ka.
Ngisakhumbula ngamkhokhela mali but sakhokha imali lesa ngisakhumbula amanto but sakhokha imali lesa.
I don't recall how much did I pay to this lady, but it was the amount that was less.
Less than the amount you pay when you use a taxi or a bus.
Leyo mali beyingaphansi kwemali oyikhokha uma usebenzisa ibhasi noma uthekisi.
I-taxi angaze ngiyigibele but ibile sinebhasi. I-taxi angaze ngiyigibele mangize ngaze ngigibele ibhasi.
I have never used a taxi when I was traveling from that side coming over to Johannesburg. I was using a bus. Yes, it was less than the money that was asked for the bus trip.
Were you not scared of taxi mob justices because of you getting a private transport whereas they are around? Because you testified that you were not even trusting that lady. She used suspicious to you. She looked suspicious to you, correct?
Bongasabi ke labantu bamateksi ke kakhuluka njengoba usebenzisa imoto le njengoba uthi uye waqela uzidikiyo futhi okwesibili ke njengoba ukhulumile enkulumeni yakho ukuthi lo wesifazane ke bongamthembi bekabonakala asoleka la kunjalo.
Establish what the relevance of all these questions to the issues in this bit, because to start with, most of the questions that were asked before we adjourned have been repeated now. And secondly, we don't see the relevance of these questions that my learned friend is busy with currently.
Your Lordship, they are very 100% relevant, and the state cannot dictate to cross-examination how it must be done. The relevance is that we want to establish the time frame from Durban to Johannesburg, the traveling itself.
But the state can object to repetition.
Yes, but up to so far there's no repetition. It's to us to confirm what the witness said. It's not a repetition, Your Lordship. It's just to follow up on his questions. I do agree, if the state want to object to repetition, it means the state will also, when he's doing re-examination, when he does repetition, will object. What I'm trying to do, I'm following up.
Let's talk about what is happening now, not what you may do if somebody does what. The issue of repetition has so much been debated in these proceedings.
I'll avoid by all means to do repetition, which it must be applied to all of the officers before the court, as the court places, Your Lordship.
Why are you adding that?
I do that because in some previous instances, the state also repeated some questions. Hence, I'm saying, Your Lordship.
You are there to object. Actually, you were wrong not to object.
Thank you, Your Lordship.
So why do you remind us that you did wrong?
I'm not reminding. I'm putting a statement to say, Your Lordship, I'll try by all means to avoid repetition, but I'll ask a clarity-seeking question. Let's follow up.
Let's proceed.
Thank you, Your Lordship. Can you answer the question?
Repeat the question, please.
Were you not scared of taxi mob justice because you took a lift next to where are taxis, and because the reason I'm asking you this question, you said that woman looked suspicious to you, but you still went into her car.
Lalela ko umbuzo uthi ke bongasabi labantu bamatekisi ngokuba ke uthethe lift eqinini nendawo lapho namatekisi, and futhi okwesibili wena uthe lo mfazi ke bekabonakala asolisa kuwe uma umbheke isikhathi ogibela lapha emotweni yakhe.
Ake sikhulukuthane la kuloko ukuthi suspicious lelo gama ngazi lapha lo bani engakusho mina engofara lift ngifike eThemis station ngeke vele ngithathe umuntu nje ngingamazi. Ngangithatha umuntu engamazi ethi ikhona imoto angiyini eGoli. Ngangena kuyona after ethola abanye abantu la. Okunye akukho lama taxi lawa. Ama taxi lawa imoto ezincane lapha ku taxi la. Hayi ama taxi lawa actually.
Okay. Let me make a correction on this with of suspicions. I don't know, where you got it with. You cannot just trust a stranger, a person that you don't know if that person is offering you a transport to go to Johannesburg. And another thing that I want to add is that there were no actual taxis there, but it was only private vehicles with the taxi board on top of them. So that made me to be suspicious. And it was not only my son there were other people as well.
Let me turn it again around this question. Do you think it was safe for a lady to give a man a lift in South Africa where this crime is high?
That question is not relevant for our purposes. What he thinks. No.
The state didn't object. The court is object.
I'm ruling that question out. I can also do that.
How much is a bus from Durban to Johannesburg?
Ukhokha mali nebhasi noma uqhamuka khona eDurban uzala eGoli Johannesburg.
Ukuthi kudala ngagcina ukugibela ibhasi. Kudala ngagcina ukugibela ibhasi. Sometimes I go 200 nema 270 or something. 370 or 270 angisakukhumbula kahle, but ade ngagcina ukugibela ibhasi.
The thing is that I've stopped long time ago using a bus to travel from Durban to Johannesburg, but it was somewhere around 270 or 370, somewhere there.
Was it urgent that the lady gave you a lift in order for you to arrive in Johannesburg? Was it urgent for you?
Bekuphuthuma for wena ukuthi wesifazana akunikeza ilift ukwazi ukufika la eGoli.
Bengingaphuthumi.
No, it's not urgent.
Because into yadla ukuthi ngigibele khona amabhasi ngalelo langa ayizohamba leselingekho lasekuseni ngabona yini.
Okay.
Nanokuthi ngangizogibela ngemali eless. so ngabona laba lo sisi approach laba abanye abantu bengena emotweni so nami ngase ngiyaya ke after sengibona abanye abantu.
No, I was not in a hurry. It was not urgent for me to have used that lady's vehicle. The thing is that on that day, there was no 9 o'clock bus traveling from Durban to Johannesburg. So thus, I saw these other persons going to that lady's motor vehicle, hence I joined them. And another thing is that I was going to pay less as compared to the bus.
So I hear you mentioning 9 o'clock bus. Are you telling the court you left at 9 o'clock?
Ngizokhuluma ngebhasi ka-9 utshela inkantolo ukuthi ufike lapho ngo-9.
I'm not sure ngesikhathi fika bobani because nangilethe I'm not sure ngesikhathi.
I'm not sure about the time
What
because I was
doesn't
brought
say that
there
yet.
by a boy, but the morning bus was not there.
And you think the issue of the time is not a repetition? After he told you many times he cannot remember the time.
It's a pity the court is rushing. I have a statement here. I'm going to put it what he says on the statement.
Then go into the statement instead of repeating questions. It wastes
I
time
think, Your Lordship,
repeating questions.
You're disrupting my
Mr. Tovani,
examination.
Mr. Tovani, repeating questions waste time. Go straight into the question if you have a question in the statement instead of repeating a question. Remember, I also write.
Sir, look at A10. Paragraph 4.
18, okay, paragraph 4, 18. Paragraph number 4. This is the same statement that I told you it's unreadable.
I'm not saying what you must tell me about it. I'm saying look at it.
Ngithi mina sibuke.
I'm going
How
to
can I
read.
do
I'm going
something that I
to
cannot
read for you paragraph 4. You mentioned just now. You talked about 9 o'clock. Look at paragraph 4. On 2014-10-26, at 12 o'clock, I got a lift from a woman, a female, a lady. Can you see that?
Uyabona la umela qeda ufunda khona
Another lady, from another lady.
la ukuthi uthole khona ulift komunye wesifazane.
Do you see the time there? 12 o'clock.
Lesikhathi esibhalelwe uyasibonela sika 12.
Ngiyasibona isikhathi.
Yes, I can see the time.
How convenient for you to be able to write the time there. Now, even now you mentioned 9 o'clock, but other times you cannot remember. It's very convenient for you, correct?
Bheka la uyakwazi ukuchaza isikhathi ukuthi kuyisikhathi sini 9 o'clock ukwazi ukukhuluma ngaye kodwa la ukwazi ukukhuluma ngenkathi.
Angazi noma Mr. Thobani mhlambe uyakwazi ukulalela. Le isikhathi ngiyasho lento it happened long time ago. Le isikhathi esibhalela isikhathi esidlule ngesifana isikhathi samanje. Le nto ayisanda kwenzeka la. Ne? Manje isikhathi sekuphela iminyaka emingakanani manje. Sala usazongibuyisela ikhathi inkomo.
What I want to say, I don't know if Mr. Tobani is able to listen about this issue of a time. I'm saying that this incident happened some time long ago, and when these times were returned, this thing was still fresh. But now it's been a while since it has happened.
Your Lordship, I request the court to take in charge of these proceedings. The witness is indirectly being forwarded towards me. My question is very clear and simple. And even the state cannot control its witness, then I don't know what kind of these proceedings will turn out to be. My question is very simple. Just now, before the court said I must not ask the question, you mentioned about 9 o'clock. And now on your statement, you mentioned 12 o'clock. I'm saying to you, it's convenient for you to be able to write time on this statement. But
What did he say about 9 o'clock?
Your Lordship, he said It mentioned about around 9 o'clock.
No,
About the
he
lift.
said there was no 9 o'clock.
There was no, yes, there was no 9 o'clock
Yeah,
bus.
yeah.
Then I asked him, the court stopped me, your lordship stopped me. When I asked him, when you say there was no 9 o'clock bus, do you mean that you left at 9 o'clock? That's what I wanted to establish. And the court stopped me and said, it's a
Yeah, I
repetition.
stopped you and reminded you that he said he cannot remember the time he left.
You see how my question comes in, your lordship, the relevance of my question. He said there was no 9 o'clock bus.
Yeah.
Then I asked him, are you saying, did you leave around 9 o'clock? I follow up what he says, your lordship. Then if the court says I must not ask the question, then I stopped. Then I go to his statement, I ask him, on your statement, it's convenient that you managed to write 12 o'clock. You left KZN at 12 o'clock.
Uyawuza umbuzo uthini ukuthi ngesikhathi lesa inkosi yenkantolo ile ngichaza ukuthi nokhuluma ngo9 ke bowukhuluma ngani iyachaza inkosi yenkantolo ukuthi wena ngesikhathi uveze isikhathi ka9 bowuchaza ngokuthi belingekho ibhasi ilika9 so yena umeli uthi ngokunjalo kwakulala lokho okhuluma ngenkosi yenkantolo waseqhubeka ke angena kule statement la kule statement khona la uveza khona indaba yokuthi usuke khona eThekwini ku12 uyangizwisa nkosi yami.
Yebo, ngiyangizwa.
Yes, I do understand, and I will answer you.
Lo sisimefuna abantu ngeke ubathola abantu ngesikhathi esiyi1 ngeke ubathola abantu ngesikhathi esiyi1
Yes, this lady, when he was looking for people, you can't find all people at the same time. Qhubeka baba.
so lo sisi bekafuna abantu esezile kimi approach mina nganqaba mina waqhubeka wafuna abanye abantu not ukuthi ngaleso sikhathi angazi because uthini.
So this lady, firstly, he approached me when he was looking for people. Then I refused. Then she proceeded going forward. So I don't know how to answer.
Again, according to your statement, paragraph 4, 810, you got a lift around 12 o'clock from another lady. Then you drive to Joburg. Correct.
Then ngisho le statement sakho uyachaza ukuthi uthole ilift komunye wesifazane ngo12 nasenisuka niza la eJohannesburg kunjalo.
Ngizophinda futhi lo ngikusho futhi ngizophinda futhi lo ngikusho asikho isikhathi kwi-statement engangaba ne-show yaso sonke isikhathi bathi angisi-estimate asikho ni-one statement esinesikhathi engineshow yaso isikhathi bengi-estimate because bengingabheki isikhathi mangapha.
I want to repeat again. In the times that I mentioned in the statements, the times that I mentioned there is only estimations. There's no time that I was sure about.
Are you sure about your answer?
Uqinisekile ngale mpendulo oqeda kuyinika? Usho ngayo the answer yakho?
Ngisazi nje phela ngithini asikho isikhathi ngeke ngasisho esi-exact bonke abantu engibhala statement bebethi angenze estimation ukuthi mhlambe ngabo-12 ngabo-1 ngabo-9 ngabo-2 bengi-estimate abengazi isikhathi esi-exact time ngaso sonke.
I don't know how I'm going to answer you because in all the statements, I mean, I was merely asked to give estimations of the time as to whether it was 10, 11, or 1. There's no way why I gave the exact time in the statement.
Let's just look above that statement. I'll read it to you. Paragraph number 3.
Asibheke la ngaphezulu leso statement then imeli uzokufundisa sona la ku paragraph number 3.
Where you were exact to the point, to the time. On 2014, 10, 20, 25, the 25th of October, at 16:31, got a call. Do you see that? You say 16:31. You don't even say plus minus. You were exact on your time. Correct.
Uyaba le ndawo lengikhuluma ngayo la usho khona ukuthi 16:31 la ubonakala khona uqinisekile ngesikhathi sakho leso sikhuluma.
Ngiyaphinda ngiyasho futhi i-statement asikho engazibhalela mina bengibuzwa umuntu ngiphendula bese ebhala yena lokho akubhalayo esikhathini so isikhathi anginashow yaso bengisho le estimation angazi ngizophendula ngithini.
I want to repeat again.
Uzozwa kanjani?
There's no statement that I wrote on myself. I was interviewed, and then I'll give back the answer to the interview, then he will reduce it to writing. There's nowhere where I gave the exact time. It's only estimations.
Sir, I put it to you that you can make estimation and precision. Furthermore, the person who wrote there, he cannot just write 1631. Why didn't write 1632? You narrated to him. You even signed the statement. Him or her, you even signed the statement.
Ngifuna ukutshela ke Nkosi yami ukuthi akekho umuntu ongamane nje azibhale 1631 uma le nkulumo angayitholi kuwe wayengabhalanga u1632 lokho akubhalile nje yilokhu wena oye wamqoqela khona yena wasekubhala phansi.
Angazi-ke ngalokho-ke mhlawumbe usengeza azosho entwebha lokuthini because asikho isikhathi engasisho esiqondile mina uma kuthiwa isikhathi bengithi round about 4 or mhlawumbe round about bani bese iyabhala yena so akubhalwa yini lokho so angazi ngizoyichaza kanjani-ke leyo.
I don't know about that. Maybe the one who registered the statement to writing will come and testify about that because there's no way where I said or mentioned the exact time. I only said around 4, around 5, things like that.
How long did it take for you to arrive at Makhumalo's place?
Kukuthetha isikhathi singakanani ukuthi ufike lapha kaMakhumalo?
Ngisuka kuphi?
Departing from where?
At what time did you arrive at Makhumalo's home when you were fetched by the deceased?
Ufike esikhatsini lapha emzini kaMakhumalo ngesikhathi ulanda nguye umufi?
Akaze uSenzo wangilandela emarobotini ngoba ngangina e-front yase
Ngokuphi?
ngangina nge-ofrem wathi angene nge-ofrem bese ngimlinde emarobotini so ngama lapho nakhona futhi angisibhekanga isikhathi le angingazi kwakuyisikhathi angikhumbuli kwakuyisikhathi.
Okay. The deceased being Senzo fetched me by the robots because he said that I should come to the side of the off-ramp. And then by the robots, that's where he fetched me. Then even during that time, I did not look at the time.
Yes.
Your Worship, I request statement A10 may be marked as exhibit, including statement 8133. To be a statement 810 may be exhibit N. And 8133 may be marked exhibit
Mr.
O.
Baloyi, do I have a copy of that statement?
So if they were handed up at the last moment, we will provide the copies. We'll give the court copies of exhibit O later on at 8:33.
Sir, with the leave of court, I put it to you that an estimation from Devon to Johannesburg using a private car, moreover, the model you mentioned, it can take plus minus 6 hours. You see, I'm estimating, I'm saying plus minus 6 hours, I'm putting to you.
Ngifuna ukutshela ke Nkosi yami ukuthi ke isikhathi esicatshangulako njengoba ngitshela nje ukuthi kusuka khona eThekwini eDurban mawuzala eJohannesburg ke futhi usebenzisa ke le moto ke kuthiwa private jet ingathatha plus minus 6 hours lutho ngitshela yona ke nakhona futhi ngiya-estimate
phela uma uthena ubhuti ku-estimator angeke kungiyibhuta la mina uma ngingakhona estimator ngenze kanjani uma u-estimator ngasho nokumele estimate.
So if you are good in estimations, that can be my mistakes. So meaning that each and everyone should estimate.
In the same statement, Exhibit O, which is marked A133. Paragraph 7. Is it, can you see that handle? That one is better, not so.
The handwriting is better.
Yeah, Ingon.
Yeah, this one is better.
May you please read that paragraph 7?
We are going to get the paragraph number 7. We found it again.
Read it loud, please, sir.
Uyaqala ukuthi uyifundele phezulu uzwakale.
On record, I must say.
Izwakale la emshinini njengoba lo mshini lo uphathangisa unyathelisa. Do you mean that I myself should read it?
Correct.
Yebo ifundo nje.
Ngimcele kanjani umuntu ozonginterpretela uma ngizokwazi ukufunda futhi.
How did I request for an interpreter if I could read also?
Your Lordship, let me read the paragraph for the sake of progress. Remember this statement, you are the one who made it. You confirmed your signature. You are happy with it.
Kumbula le statement leso ngosibhalisile ngisho uye waqinisekisa i-signature yakho futhi uthi ujabule ngalokho.
Paragraph 7. I was for the first time to see Longwe Twala, and I did not tell anyone or the Meyiwa family that Senzo was killed by Longwe Twala because he did not have a firearm with him. Our phones were taken by the police. Why I read that paragraph, I want to
The
put it
witness
to...
wants to say something, my lord.
Awuyiqedanga iparagraph lo mfundelayo.
He did not finish reading.
Ngena kwenye awuyiqedile lo mfundelayo.
He did not.
Kuhini awuyiqedelanga iparagraph.
Lungile ngikaze Nkosi yami. He did not finish the paragraph that you were reading for me. You only stopped at him. He did not complete it in full.
So it's very clear you understand English, sir. And you are here to answer questions, not answer me questions. I can dictate how I ask you questions from the statement.
Kuhle ukuthi isingisi uyazwisisa Nkosi yami mara uzangala ukuthi uzobuza imibuzo mina ngime ngizobuza imibuzo futhi ngilelungu lokuthi ngingakubuza kuphi na kuphi la statement.
The state is there to assist you, not you asking questions. You need to-
Umthuthisi ukhona la ukuthi akuncedise hayi ukuthi wena uzibuzele imibuzo Nkosi yami angisho.
Ungitshele ngeparagraph yonke. So uma ngayifundi yonke ufuna ngithini?
You told me about the whole paragraph.
Uma ungayiqedi uthini?
Paragraph 7. So if you don't complete reading it, what is it that I must say?
Sir, I'm going to read this paragraph again. I will step where I want to stop and I will put a question to you. I was for the first time to see Longwe Twala, and I did not tell anyone or the Meyiwa family that Senzo was killed by Longwe Twala because he did not have a firearm with him. Instead, he ran away. Full stop. I'm stopping there. I'm going to ask you a question from your statement. Now, the question will be, why you have to write that statement? Who asked you? Who asked you about Longwe carrying a firearm or Longwe not carrying a firearm and Senzo being shot by Longwe? Who asked you that question? How come did you manage to put that statement? Who asked you that question? That's very crucial. Who asked you?
Statement usibhale kanjani ngendlela nje ngubani ke uyakubuza ukuthi usenzo leyo nguyulongo nokuthi bangaphathanga isibhamu ubani ukubuza lo mbuzo uveze lengqukaqa ezijule kangaka.
Ngizophendula lapha siqale kula. Mr.
I will
Tobani.
answer you in that. First, let us start here.
Mr. Tobani seza ikhuluma
Just hold on, sir.
la court.
Hold on. When you answer questions, you don't refer to a legal practitioner. You don't answer the question, you answer to the court. Is it clear?
Lalela ke nophendula umbuzo awuqondisi kummeli. Uphendula lo mbuzo ubhekise kuyo inkantolo sezwana.
Ya ngibona ithoni yakho ngathi uyanyuka uyangithethisa, ungangithethisa sikhulume kahle nje wathi ukhuluma nje.
All right, ibambe lapho. No, I see your tone is going up and assuming that you are badging me. Let us speak the way we spoke earlier.
Sir, are you trying to be evasive or to disrupt these proceedings? You need to, I can ask the questions the way I wish to ask. I'm not shouting at you. Remember I told you last time, and I'm repeating again. I'm stressing the point. The point is, when you answer to the court.
Yes.
And was the question translated well to you, the one I asked? Because I can see you want to answer now. Can you wait for the interpreter to do his job?
Lala nkosi yami awukhona njengoba sengaqhaza la ngaphambili ukuthi angikushawuthi into khona ngiqindezela imibuzo ngendlela enye ibuza ngakhona and futhi okwesibili nginelungelo lokuthi mina ngingakubuza umbuzo ngendlela engifuna ukubuza ngakhona and okwesibili mawuphendula imibuzo ungaqondisi kimi uqondise kiyo enkantolo uzisa kahle nkosi yami okwesithathu ingabe ke lo mbuzo lo engikubuzo wona the interpreter iqhazele kahle wona na ngokuba ngibone ukuthi la sofuna ukuphendula.
I'm not disrespecting the interpreter as an officer of the court. I just want to find out if it was interpreted for you, because I can see you want to answer.
Ngokusho njalo hayi ukuthi ke interpreter njengomuntu osebenzela enkantolo ngimbhekela phansi kodwa ngikubonile ukuthi ke ufuna ukuphendula ukuthi ngamanye amagama uzwisisile.
Ya ngizwile umbuzo wakhe ngisamcorrecta lokho kuqala ntanga ngimsebenzisa. Lento umuntu wangibhalisa le
Khuluma
statement.
futhi ngidlulise uzwile umbuzo wakhe. I understood your question.
Umuntu wangibhalisa le statement njengoba ngisho sengenza i-statement eningi angazi ukuthi ubani wangibhalisa sona. So
Okay. The person who interviewed me during the statement, I don't know who or she is because I've already mentioned that I've made a lot of statements.
so uyena owaziyo ukuthi wayibhala lento isukela komuphi umbuzo.
He's the one or she's the one who knows when she reduced this to writing, this emanated from what question?
That's not the question I asked you. After I read the statement to you, I asked you, is there anyone who asked you about Longetwala carrying a firearm, Longetwala shooting at the national hero, Senzo Meyiwa, all those things? Did someone ask you why you have to put it in the statement? You signed this statement. You accepted that this statement is yours. Why? Who told you to? Why it came about? All those things are in the statement. Because no one asked you about that.
Kuzenjani ukuthi konke lokhu bephakathi kwestatement sakho khumbula phela wena le statement lesi uye wasena wasivuma ukuthi konke walesele ngakho so ngubani uthe wakubuza ngalolu daba lukhona la
Angisho i-statement awuvele usenze uyi-one. So lo wayekhona uye kufanele ngabe le question ayishoyo uyibhekisa kuye hayi kimi. Because mina mangimtshela into engibuza umuntu kubhalwa phansi kwi-statement angithi.
you don't
So
make a
ngikhumbula ukuthi wayengibuze ini kuze kubhalwe lokho.
You don't make a statement alone. The other person who's there who reduced the statement to writing, I think is the one who should come and answer that question because I don't recall when I gave this answer, the question which emanates from it is which one?
I'm asking you, leave the other person. I'm asking you, this is a statement. I'm asking you, did anyone ask you that? Or did you, why you wrote that? Is there anyone who asked you that? That's simple. I'm asking you, don't tell me about another one. I'm asking you.
Lala ke Nkosi yami yekela omunye umuntu oseqeleni ingabe wena ke ukhona umuntu oyawakubuza ngakho lokhu na
Yilo wayengibhalisa lezona le statement. Yilo wayengisa le statement. Ufuna ngisho kanjalo ukuthi into yilo wayengisa le statement.
Is the one who reduced the statement to writing.
Did anyone ask you, because you are the one who narrated the statement to the person, did anyone ask you to put that paragraph in there?
Ukhona umuntu oye waqela ukuthi ke ufake le paragraph phakathi kwale statement ukuthi ngoba uqoqa le ndaba phela bonari
Ngifake paragraph, ngifakile paragraph. Asitento engasibhala mina ngishilo nokuqaleni. I-statement lesibhalo mina bengikhuluma asibhalwanga yini.
I did not insert any paragraph here, as I've already said initially that what I did myself, I narrated, and then there was a person who reduced the statement to writing.
I wanted to take you to Exhibit K. It's a statement marked A4. Is it A47 or A47 or A49? Oh, A49. A49. Do you have it in front of you, sir?
Respect the statement A49 phambi kwakho. Yes, I do have it.
Let's look at paragraph number 3. I'll read it to you.
Asibheka paragraph number 3 and then ngizokufundela yena.
Hence, earlier I put it to you that your testimony, your statement changes with the lapse of time. Look at that that statement on about 2014/10/25 at about 4 o'clock, at about 16 hours. There's a much difference between Exhibit K and Exhibit N, where you mentioned 1631. Can you see that?
Kunomehluko omkhulu phakathi le statement lesi exhibit K ne exhibit N la ukhulume khona nge-1631 la uthi 1600. Uyakubona lokho? Yes.
What do you make of that?
So uthini ngalokho?
Lokho ngibona ukuchithela isikhathi senkantolo nje. Chitha isikhathi eside because manje ngathi sesifocus kakhulu kwisikhathi, asafocusile ekuthi umbuzi focus kakhulu kwisikhathi and lento iwaste isikhathi leyo yenzayo.
That is the waste of the course time because now we are focused on the time, no more on asking me questions.
Let's go to A110, Exhibit L.
That's the statement in full, no? So, khulunywa ngaso
I'm looking at
A110.
paragraph number 4.
I guess bheka paragraph number 4.
On A10 statement, I indicated to the police officer who was taking my statement that the firearm which the suspect was carrying was a firearm with a wheel. I don't know what's that, but you say it was a firearm with a wheel. And I didn't say the firearm was a .38 special. You see that?
Yes, I see it.
It's precisely the question like the one I asked previously. Who told you to say it was not a .38 special? And how did you know that it was a firearm with a wheel?
Ubani ukutshela ukuthi bengasi 38 specially and ukuthi ke bengisi spam lesi ke esnavy.
Because I sure mina le nto ukuthi today special angibhalanga kwi statement sami. So angeke mesibhalwe la ngingayibuzwa because ayibhalwanga yini. And this spam lesi angisho ngathi sibuka ngathi spam esasinesondo ngasho kanjalo.
Okay. I'm not the one who mentioned this issue of I-38 special because now it's contained inside the statement. However, what I said the firearm looked like it's having a wheel in the middle.
I put it to you that there was no cartridges found on the crime scene.
Ngifuna ukutshela ukuthi akekho amagobondolo wesibhamu atholakele lapha or ama-cartridges la kwenzeke khona lobugebengu crime scene. I didn't know about that.
Let's say if someone come and testify that in fact Longetola when he came into the house he had a firearm with a wheel with him, what will be your comment?
Uma kungafika umuntu akhuluma ukuthi ke uLongothwala makangena lapha endlini baba phethe isibhamu esinesongo noma ivili wena ungaphawula uthini ngalokho?
Hayi mina ngisibonanga usengenza enkantolo angisibonanga mina futhi angithatha imazayidi asikho isibhamu engasibona usengenza yena lo muntu azosho ke la le day mina ngisibonanga.
I did not observe that, so maybe that particular person who observed it might come in the court to come and testify about it. I myself on that particular day, I did not observe it.
So okay, according to you, your own observation, you insist that the firearm you saw had a wheel.
When I uqinisele ukuthi lesibhamu sibone sinevili.
Njengoba ngasho ngathi ngasibona ngathi isibhamu esinesonto ngiphikisi lokho lesi ngasho ngathi isibhamu esinesonto lesi.
Yes, I don't dispute that because I said that the firearm looked like it's having a wheel, so I don't deny that.
I put it to you, it contradicts, the way you're putting it, it contradicts the charge sheet from the state, the charge from the state mentioning a 9mm parabellum.
Ngifuna ukutshela ukuthi wena ngendlela uyibeka ngakhona ke iphikisana nale charge sheet eyenziwe ke ngabachuchisi ngokuba abachuchisi bona bakhuluma nge-9mm parabellum.
Naloko angikwazi mina futhi angikaze ngitshele naloko.
Even that one, I don't know anything about it. I was never told about it before.
I just want to finalize this point of identity kit. I just want to put it to you that identity kit. In fact, I put it to you that there is a high possibility that why MT Matagaleni is a state witness participated in ID kit for suspect B because he saw you and Mtogozi Twala smoking outside next to the hall. Remember you testified that you went out and smoked next to the hall outside the yard. The state gave you a benefit of the doubt showing you the picture smoking outside of the hall standing there.
Ngiyakhombula ukuthi uthe wena ngiyena aphuma nobhema ngaphandle namaduze nebonda futhi nomthuthisi wanikhomba lesithombe lesilapha nime khona.
Yes, umthoko wangicorrectela umthoko wakabhemi mina ngibhema umthoko wakabhemi.
Let me correct you here. Mthoko is a non-smoker. I'm the one who was smoking.
The fact of the matter, one of you was smoking, correct?
Yes.
Omunye wenu uye bekabhema kunjani?
Yebo kunjani.
That's correct.
Therefore, I put it to you that identity kit by Matagaleni of suspect B, it either depicts you or Mthokozisi, because all the accused deny being at the scene or committing such heinous crime.
Ulahle kahle Nkosi yami uthi ke ummeli ke lo fakazi wombuso uMatakaleni lo kade yenza i-ID kit lo kahle kahle ke ukhomba umunye wenu wena namhlambe yena uMthokozisi lo okhuluma ngaye ngokuthi kilabasola bonke abaphambi kwenkantolo bayala bona ukuthi ukhona phakathi kwabo oyowabakhona kule nkundla la kwenze khona isigameko.
Please, Malok, before the witness answers, I just want to draw the court's attention to the fact that Mr. Makaleni has since passed on. I don't know whether my learned friend would like to take the risk of putting that statement of a witness who has since passed on.
Your Lordship, that's news to us because the state, the list of witnesses, the state should have narrated that to us. And however, I'll leave it with that on that point. As long as the point has been driven home.
Mr. Baloy, this what Mr. Tovani is telling court about not having been aware about a witness who has since passed on, because the defense continues to spend time continuing preparing the defense, even on the basis of people who have passed on. Why is there no sharing of that kind of information?
My Lord, my recollection was that at the round, at the pre-trial, these issues were discussed. That's some time ago. But we must keep in mind that there's a new set of legal representatives. But my recollection is that this.
Yeah, but that's not a total excuse, because if there's a new set of legal representatives and you were here, you were witness to how that change came about.
Yes, but
I think there should have been a process to smoothen the switch over.
Insofar as my learned friend might not be aware, perhaps it's an oversight, but
I'm mentioning it not so much to chide you for what has happened, but also maybe to advise that such issues be fine-combed so that we don't have instances where the defense is laboring out under an impression which no longer subsists.
Indeed.
Because my sense is that time is also spent with where the defense is following issues that no longer obtain because of some changes that have taken place.
Indeed, my Lord. As I say, with the change in legal teams, there might have been a breakdown of communication, but we apologize to my friends.
As a court, this is your Lordship. If the court may remember, I think it will also be covered by the deponent of this identity kit. Remember, our question emanates from the identity kit, affidavit of the deponent. I think that one must be allowed, and it will be covered on that basis.
Here you are, Mr. Baloy.
As a court, please, my Lord, we just wanted to draw my learned's friend to that fact. If he chooses to continue, that's in order, my Lord.
Okay, let's proceed.
Yes, but the fact of the matter is the facial identification expert relied on the information that was being relayed to her by this witness.
Your Lordship, I'm anyway done with the question, but the fact of the matter is the facial expert is the one who made affidavit, so it is covered. Sir, based on the previous question, I put it to you that this explains why Zamokule Mbata was arrested alone, and later charges against him were withdrawn, and this docket 636 was closed.
Ukulandela lo mbuzo engikubuza wona ke lokho kuchaza kahle kamhlophe ukuthi kungani lo uZamo Mbatha aye aboshwa ayedwa wasinisa kuhamba isikhathi ke le dokodo leli bekachatshwe ngalo nje la selivala le dokodo leli 636 Yes, I do hear you.
Those Muslim but why Boshi, why Ponto Ban, Tumelo. So can they call him Tumelo? I know.
That Zamoku Mbata that you are referring to that was arrested was pointed out by Tumelo, because I would only like to answer the questions that are direct to me.
Sir, it's unfortunate you cannot answer questions. You cannot ask questions. And I just want to lay it down for you, as per your testimony as well, your statements. According to you, you never pointed at anyone in the ID parade. And on that basis, I'd like to submit to the Honorable Court that, Your Lordship, in fact, should the state not call the compiler of the ID kit, we'll pray that the Honorable Court expunge all the testimony and evidence with regard to the identity kit.
Is that a question to him?
No. It's my submission to the court, Your Lordship. You remember, sir, you mentioned that you were given some money by Netflix, correct?
Uyakhumbula ukuthi uye wakhuluma ukuthi wanikeza imali ngalabe Netflix wakhumbula? Yes, I do recall.
How much was that?
Leyo mali inani lakho la imali
We've been through this. My Leonard friend undertook not to be repetitive, but these are the issues that we canvassed at the previous hearing. The state did make an objection then, and we agreed that we will proceed from that point, my Lord, without dwelling on these issues. That is the first thing. And secondly, I'll just come back to the issue of Mr. Makaleni once we've dealt with this issue.
Your Lordship, with due respect, is the state that now is trying to delay the process and trying to give the hint to a witness. The witness said, we tried to deal with the issue, there was objection. The witness said, I'll answer that. Of course, they gave me money because I gave them photos and other things relating to the national hero, Senzo Meyiwa, and him. He did say they gave him. Hence, I'm asking a simple question. How much did they give you?
My Lord, at the time we raised an objection and said these are collateral issues, and as I say, the record will indicate that the agreement was that my learned friend will not dwell on those collateral issues. And now he's revisiting what he asked at the time, and the issue in respect of which there was an objection.
Maybe let's ask another question.
Your Lordship, I'm really shocked by the state, the way it's handling this matter. With due respect, I'd like to submit to the Honorable Court that in a bail application, I'm trying to deal with this issue with regard to the amount. The state dropped a bombshell in a bail application when they were opposing the bail application of accused number 2. In their supporting affidavit, the lead investigating officer mentioned that investigations are still outstanding in this main matter, 636. This is shocking and unconstitutional that where the matter is before the court, the state goes before the court to say we are ready for trial, only to tell another court that they are busy investigating. Now the state wants to dictate to us how must we ask the question with regard to the figure. It is the witness himself who said he wants to answer that question. And the reason why I'm asking it, there is a follow-up question which is very important, which will be asked to another state witness. If I don't ask this witness, the state may stand up in a closing argument to say no. This question was not asked by Mr. C, Mr. A, it was only asked to Mr. B. Let's call this.
Mr. Madlala, can you answer that question? If you still remember it, I can see we spend time arguing amongst ourselves.
since njengoba ngisanawo nama-numbers alabantu ba-Netflix ne usengaya kubona namaphepha nginawo abangisayinisa wona before bengicacisela ukuthi le mali le akusiyo ukuthi sikhokhele ukuthi ngoba babengafuni ukunginika ngathi niyabahambeke so ngoba isikhathi sami nethomba bayifuna ezami so they have to pay for lezo zinto because into zami ngawatshela lokho baze banginika amanye ama-forms asakhona nala ma-forms eThekwini I think nala ifonini amanye nginawo nala ifonini so le amount angicabanga ukuthi mhlambe idinga yena mayifuna ukizwa ke usengafuna aba-Netflix ngamanamba abantu abangenzisa documentary and confirm kubona
if he really wants to know about the amount, I think it's better for him to call the Netflix people so that he can get the actual amount. Because if I recall, I still have those numbers in the forms that those people brought it to me because the only thing that they wanted the photos of myself and that guy. So then I told them that no, I won't give this to you free. Then it's better you go. So if you want the real amount, phone Netflix.
Yeah.
That's the problem I was seeing, Your Lordship, because now the state stand up and say something else, then the witness depict an answer from what the state said. On the previous occasion, the witness wanted to answer the question. The state is before, the witness is before the court. You need to give direction. You need to assist the court. Say, you mentioned that you received the money, and we don't want to know it was for what. What was the amount?
Ukhulumile ukuthi niwe wathola imali asifuna ukwazi ukuthi bengiyani lo mali mara ke inani lakho na beli malini
angazi ngimcacisela kanjani futhi uMr Thobani ngiyasho namanje ukuthi angithi mangiyenza into ngiyibeke la ukuthi okay ngoba ngizwa kuphendula fayihlezile ngisuke ngakho awela lento ukuthi ngizobuzwa lezo zinto so ngeke ngidlezi ngibambe total amount banginike imali engaka banginike imali that is why ngithi nginama forms nginama number abantu abengenzisa abhayisayini lezo zinto zingamchazela kangcono because uleke buyele embuzweni uyi-1 akafuni ukuqhubeka.
My Lord, really, I don't know how I should make it clear to Mr. Thoban so that he could understand. I said that whenever I did something, I don't keep that in my mind as if I just project that I'm going to be asked questions about it. That's why I said that if he wants to know about that, I mean, I still have the forms and the numbers of these Netflix people. He can contact them.
Yes.
Sir, let me proceed because traveling on a gravel road. I put to you that none of the accused before the court has neither shot threats nor golden teeth in front of part of their teeth, according to the identity kit before the court.
Ngifuna ukutshela ke ukuthi akekho kulabasola abaphambi kwalenkantolo onama-threats official noma lezinyo legolide kuya ke ngale identity ekhona lapho enkundleni yamaqala.
Angiyazi-ke amagolide nanana zange ngayibhala igolide kuyintenyini zami akazi ngamention indaba yezinyo akazi ngimention angishingwani statement angazi ukuthi uyithathe lapho.
I don't know anything about that issue of a golden tooth because even in any statement of mine, even a single one, I have never mentioned anything about a tooth or a tooth with a gold.
Yes. Remember at the under examination in chief, you informed the court that Senzo Meyiwa was likely to get to his soccer career, correct?
Yakhumbula isikhathi ke ubuzwa imibuzo ngomtshutshisi nomphendula uthi ke usenzo waba nenhlanhla kakhulukazi masizi kulebizelo lakhe lebhola isoccer career yakhe.
Yes, sir, ngiyakhumbula.
Yes, I recall.
Can you repeat that question?
You said that Mr. Senzo Meyiwa was lucky in his football career, correct?
Uthi ke wakhuluma ngesikhathi uphendula umtshutshisi waqinisekisa ukuthi ukhulumile ukuthi uSenzo Meyiwa bayanenhlanhla ngale career yakhe odlala ibhola.
Yeah, all right, qinisile.
That's correct.
You remember when you said you were taking him to the car? At one of your statements, you mentioned that you dragged him to the car, correct?
uyakhumbula lokho ukhuluma ukuthi ngesikhathi ngimisa emotweni kwezinye ze-statement ukuthi benimdonsa nimisa lapha emotweni nimdraga
Because he was heavy.
ngokuthi wayesinda. That's correct.
In the car there, you said his head was on your legs, on your...
Nice.
On my
You said you... Yes.
I said on my thighs, not my
Yes, this, yeah, yes, right, yes. You said that, correct?
ukhulume kanjalo ukuthi bakala emathangeni wakho. That's correct.
How many were you in the car? At the back.
Emotweni ngasemuva.
Besides the deceased?
Let's buy 3.
We were 3.
Where was his chest? Who was balancing his chest?
Isifuba sakhe ngesigubhu ngubani lo bakabhalansa isifuba sakhe.
Angazi ukuchazela kanjani because la way bekalele ngakhona kuthini ebheke phezulu. I think besila phakathi kwami nomthoko. But thanga la nara nomthoko because umthoko wahle next to me. Mali bese kuhlala uza.
I don't know how I'm going to explain this to you because according to his sleeping position, he's facing upwards, and then I can say that it was on my right thigh because on the other side of me sat Mthokozisi.
Okay, can you please remember who was balancing his chest?
Sicela ukukhumbula ukuthi ngubani bekabhalansile isifuba sakhe
With his thighs? Or
amathanga
head
akhe.
thighs?
So I think basically between me and umthoko.
I think it was between myself and Mthokozisi.
So who was pressing the wound with the glove?
Ngubani lo bekaqindezela lenxeba ngale ndwangu.
Yimina bengivale ngethawula bengilinika omunye u-anti njengalo mu-anti noma yimi ngivale ngayo imbobo isithawula la ngivale imbobo.
Yes, I'm the one who was pressing the cloth against the wound. The cloth that was given to me by a certain auntie or lady.
Again, how was his torso?
Asiphinde futhi sibuyele emuva Nkosi yami.
Because the reason why I'm asking you that question, there is one witness who will come and testify that he or she felt his torso.
But please, my lord, my learned friend was pains when the state was leading the witness to say that questions should not be repeated. But the past 3-4 questions are repetitive questions. If my learned friend can perhaps indicate as to why it's necessary to repeat all these questions. Otherwise, the state objects to those questions being repeated.
The Lordship, I agree, maybe the last question was repeated, not all of them. The question then will be, Your Lordship, if I may rephrase. If someone comes and tells the court that she was the one or he was the one who was placing the wound in the car, what would be your comment?
Uma ngeza umyela enkantolo athi nguye ke ingabe wesilisa noma wesifazane athi nguye ke bekaqinzela lenxeba phakathi lapha emotweni uzothini ngalokho uzophawula uthini wena?
Akeze court angithi la isikhuluma khona akeze court azotshela icourt ayikuthi ngizwe ngayo akeze court.
Let him or her come before the Honorable Court because that's where we give our testimony. Let her or him come and speak before the Honorable Court.
Sir, I'd like to put it to you. If you care dearly so much about the deceased, why you had to pull him, according to your statement or testimony, why you have to drag him to the car?
Uma benimkhathalela kangaka usenzo kuya ngofakazi bakho ungani bemele nimdonse
Once again,
ungaphenduli.
I don't know, maybe it's because of the lateness of the hour, but this question has been asked before, it has been answered. If my learned friend can indicate as to why he's repeating this. In fact, I see we way beyond the normal court sitting time and what.
Let's first hear why the question has to be repeated.
Your Lordship, the question is not basically it's not repeated. I'm laying the basis for the next question. Unless the court says I must shoot straight to the question I want to ask without laying the basis.
Yes,
on
you
this.
can. You can shoot.
It will sound rude, Your Lordship. I think maybe we can adjourn for the day. Tomorrow I'll stand with it because it's a very sensitive question.
Tomorrow you are not going to repeat. You are going to
Yes,
shoot.
tomorrow I'm
You are
starting with
going
that
to shoot.
sensitive question. Yes, Your Lordship. Yes, Your Lordship.
Well, just one quick point before we adjourn regarding that witness that is passed on Makaleni. Mr. Makaleni, I can also mention that he's omitted from the list of witnesses that was given to the defense or in the indictment.
Oh, okay. By agreement, may the accused rise. By agreement, this case is postponed overnight to the 15th of November 2022. Mr. Madlala, the same approach obtains that you do not discuss this matter with anyone until you are excused from the witness dock.
Right.